Hello, my name is Sadie. Welcome to my channel, YinReikiLight. And today I wanted to go on and do this video because I briefly touched on this topic yesterday. And so what I wanted to talk about today is why different twin flames have different experiences. Okay? So, kind of like the example I used yesterday with my notebook. So let me go back further because I didn't talk about this yesterday and I wanted to kind of explain it better. So I've been getting a lot of downloads and information lately, just giving me sort of more insight about the twin flame experience and the twin flame journey. And so one of the things that they were saying to me, my guides were saying to me, is that every twin flame who's currently incarnated into a human body, we all are sort of like a part of a different color ray. So like I mentioned yesterday, there are blue ray twin flames, there are violet ray twin flames, there are green or emerald ray twin flames. They're all different types of different color rays and different types of twin flames. And because of this, it's like each of us who are twin flames, each of us who are on this journey, who resonate with this journey, are all sort of enrolled in Twin Flame University or this Twin Flame College on this earth realm. But because we're in different rays, so they're like the emerald ray and the blue ray and the violet ray, we all have sort of different curriculum and different things, different lessons, different things that we're going to learn, different things that we're going to do, different ways in which we share our talents and our spiritual gifts. And so that's why you may see different twin flame experiences, especially like online, on YouTube, on social media, where it just seems like, okay, these two people met, they got together, they didn't go through any separation. Their journey, their process has seemed very easy. It's just like, they knew it, they were in love with each other, there really was no runner and chaser, there wasn't the heaviness, the intensity. It's all the love and it's all the higher love without all the lower energies. And so the reason for this is because of variance. And so let me kind of explain variance very quickly. Variance is like, have you ever taken those sort of surveys and you have a scale from 1 to 10? So 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest. That's variance. Every soul that incarnates into a human body, we come into this human body, come into this earth realm, into this experience to experience variance. It's how your soul can grow the most. And so especially those on a twin flame journey, like I said, say you and your twin are the blue ray, right? At this level, in the 5D, there is no separation. You are together, your souls are together, your souls are with each other every moment of every day, throughout time, throughout eternity. There's no separation. But as you actually incarnate into a body and fractal off, that's why some carry more light and some carry more density or darkness. And that's why like your twin and you will definitely be the same ray. That's very important. All twins, so like my twin and I are the same ray. Your twin and you are the same ray. Not all twins are going to be the same ray. All twins will be a different ray on the color spectrum. But if someone is your twin flame, they will be the same ray as you, meaning they'll have similar gifts, similar talents, similar attributes, and similar karma to clear, because that was part of your soul contract. So I'll go back to, you fractal into a body, right? And as you fractal into a body, depending on your personal karma, your past life karma, your ancestral karma, and all of the skills, gifts, and talents that you have honed over many, 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 many lifetimes. Say this is you guys here now. You're the lighter blue. They're the darker blue, like I mentioned yesterday. So that's variance. It's like you can have the same thing, but they're separated because they're not the same tone. They're not the same energy. I'll give you an example too. Say you go to a restaurant, right? And you're at the restaurant, you love the food that you have. You got something off the menu that looked good to you. You tried it. It was excellent. The service is great for you. Your experience on that scale of 1 to 10 would be like a 9. Say you're with your twin flame and they didn't pick the same meal that you picked. They wanted to pick something different. They didn't like their meal. They sent their meal back. They got a different meal. They thought the different meal was okay, but in their mind, it wasn't what they wanted or wasn't what they were expecting. And so the variance of their experience, instead of it being like yours, like a 9, maybe for them, it's a 5, you know? And so that's a good example of variance, is like you can be in the same situation. You can be literally having the same restaurant experience, but have a separate experience within that within the whole experience. You can have a separate experience. Because of that, though, is this mirroring effect, where so mirroring cannot just be where you hear this a lot on the twin flame journey. Oh, your twin is your perfect mirror. Not always, and not necessarily. Yes, they're going to mirror some of your stuff. They're going to mirror some of your shadow stuff, but they also may be like the polarized opposite. So polarization is like the extreme contrast. You can be a twin flame and be in a twin flame experience and have an extreme contrast between you and your twin. Usually the more extreme the contrast signals separation, because for union to happen, you have to unite. Your energies have to be more aligned. So it's like you can be like more in the light of your soul purpose, you know, on your path, doing your work, and your twin can be sort of in their dark night of the soul period. It doesn't mean that you guys have to have it at the same time. You know, it's kind of like if you've ever taken a selfie picture in the mirror and your head is tilted to the left, but then when you see the picture, your head is tilted to the right. That's that polarization. It's the yin and the yang. Yin energy is actually the black side. It's actually the dark side. It's actually the feminine side. And the feminine is magnetic energy. It's receptive. Yang energy is the white side. It is the masculine side. Masculine energy is electric. And so there could be this extreme polarization between twin flames, you know, and that is why some of them go through a much more difficult experience than other twin flames, because the variance of the polarization is so strong that, you know, there's a lot more work to be done. The curriculum is a little bit harder. It doesn't mean that you've done something wrong. It doesn't mean that your twin has done something wrong. It just means that part of your soul contract was to take on a more challenging curriculum. And that's usually because you're an older soul who can handle a more challenging curriculum. I mean, think about it as like first year college, you're a freshman. Yeah, things are hard. It's an adjustment, but it's a totally different experience than when you're like in graduate school and the work that you have to do from like first year freshman to graduate level work. Your graduate level work is going to be more challenging. It's going to be a little bit harder. So that is one of like the reasons why a lot of twins who are in separation, have a more difficult experience, because there's a more of a variety of polarization. Instead of that scale being 1 to 10, that scale is 1 to 100. And so to bridge the gap, to bridge the separation, to bridge the space in between, you have to like do the work to clear the density. The higher the energy, the higher the vibration, the higher the outcome. The lower the energy, the lower the vibration, the lower the outcome. And so why it's so important, like I was mentioning yesterday, for you, if you are in the lighter space of the union and your twin is in the darker space, the more dense space, the heavier space, why it's so important for you to hold your light is because it's like, if you're in the higher variance, the higher energy, your personal variance. So again, you have your twin flame journey, but you also have your individual soul journey. They are your other self, but your priority is this self. When you're in the higher frequencies, your personal variance is lower, meaning the scale from it won't be like a scale of 1 to 100. It'll be a scale of like 5 to 10, where it's like things kind of stay in a general, sometimes I have bad days, sometimes things are not great, but generally things are kind of at that maybe 7 space or 8 space, where in general, your energy is like higher. If you choose to drop down to their space and say they're on a scale personally, they're on a personal variance scale of 1 to 100, and they're down like way low, If you choose to drop down and you're in the higher space, number one, you're accepting more karma, and you're accepting karma and lessons that aren't yours. It's basically like you already have a full curriculum and already have a full class schedule, and then you decide to take on like 4 more classes. Like, it's not an easier process, okay? The second thing too is like, if you decide to take on more classes, your variance level changes. So where maybe you're staying in a higher vibration most of the time, now you get to dip down really, really low and go through even lower experiences, even heavier experiences, even denser experiences. Because the more healing and clearing that you do for yourself, again, the less variance of experience. That's how the gap gets closed. That's how union happens. The feminine energy is magnetic. So the more that the feminine rises, it draws, it magnetizes the masculine energy towards it. And you can be a feminine, divine feminine, and be a man. You can be a divine masculine and be a woman. Gender doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter if your divine counterpart's a man or woman. That doesn't matter. It's the energy. It's the energy. If you have if you identify more with the feminine energy, you've got to stay in that space where you're at a higher level so that you can have a higher experience. If you drop down into an energy that is not yours, like I said, not only are you bringing on more personal karma through your free will choice, but also you're expanding your variance level. So it's harder when you're in more dense energy to get back to a higher vibrational space. I just kind of wanted to explain that better, because I know I didn't explain that well enough yesterday. Also, I wanted to say, I don't put videos out like that just to like purposely trigger people. The thing that you have to understand, if that video resonated with you or resonated with some part of your twin flame journey, when I tap into the divine masculine energy, it is so heavy. And that divine masculine energy, the Saturn divine masculine energy, the divine masculines who are sort of in that dark night of the soul and that hopelessness and the guilt and the fear and they're in the trenches. So when I talk about things like, a third party karmic and their sexual relations, it's not to throw it in your face. It's to get you to understand that they're not having a fun experience. In your mind, you might think, oh, they're with this other person and they've abandoned me and they're just doing their thing. But really, it's not like that. Like literally, when I connected with that energy yesterday morning, I started crying because it was so heavy and it was so painful. And, as I connect more with divine masculine energy, I really have so much more compassion for their experience and less judgment for it, because it's very much a struggle for them. They're very much in the struggle. And so I just kind of wanted to share that for those who were really triggered, because I really felt that people were really triggered by that video. And I do apologize if it triggered you. And I do apologize if it triggered, memories and emotions and things that you've experienced on your path and on your journey that have been very challenging and painful for you. Okay. I wanted to say that too. But going back to what I was saying about variance and polarization is, you cannot exist in a denser polarization and experience higher love. No, those Saturn divine masculines who are in that denser polarization, that's why they can't have union right now. That's why they can't experience higher love, because the variance is too wide. The gap, the space between is too large. They can't get from that low space to that higher love, that higher frequency. They have to go through that process, and the universe and the planets and all the energies right now are really helping people by making them so uncomfortable and making them so miserable and making them so, I call it divine discontent. They're getting to that point where it's like they're hitting rock bottom, and because of that, that's what will help them rise. Okay. Also, what was I going to say? Because it's really about law of attraction. You attract more of what you are. For you to have a certain experience, you have to be a vibrational match for that experience. So, some people in this lifetime will never have this experience of twin flame. I am a firm believer that not every soul that exists, not every human soul that's incarnated is going to be in a twin flame union in this incarnation. There's certain people, their energy is just too low and their heart is not open for it. How you know that you will experience it is because it resonates with you. If you watch twin flame videos, if if it resonates with you, then this will be an experience of yours. If the twin flame journey, which for a lot of people it doesn't resonate with, that's not going to be their experience because they're not an energetic match for it. So again, what I just want to say is don't compare yourself and your experience to anybody else's. Yours with your twin is so unique and so beautiful. And, there's no wrong path. There are multiple paths and many paths that lead to the same destination. So don't give up hope, regardless of what it looks like on the outside, what it looks like in the 3D reality. Know that your higher self, their higher self are always together, are always guiding the both of you to bring in that higher love, to do the healing work, to do the clearing work, and to bring in that higher love so that you can sustain union for yourself and also work on your spiritual mission. and send that higher love to all of humanity by raising the vibration of everything. Okay, so I just kind of wanted to do this quick video. It's not as quick as I had hoped. It's about 20 minutes. It's never as quick as I want, but I hope everyone has a beautiful day, and I'm sending lots of love. Take care.